Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Divergent Comics Podcast. Today, I have a new comic book creator. I have Alan on here, founder, creator of Black God Comics. I've known Alan from Threads for about a year, I think,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit less. I can't fully remember. But he reached out to me and was like, hey, been watching your interviews. I would love to come on. I was like, okay, best. Say less. I have nothing going on in July. So I got him scheduled. And I looked through a couple of his comics and I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And then seeing how he comments and responds on threads, I was like, I know I can get some really good conversation from him. So, Alan, welcome to the podcast. Full transparency, we are recording on a Saturday evening. How are you doing this evening, Alan?
Man, the kids got dinner ready. You know what I'm saying? House is straight, still in order. Life is good right now. Life is good right now. So I'm
Love
pretty good day.
it. I love it. Well, you know how the interviews go. You told me that you watched a few episodes, so we're going to really jump into doing a would you rather, and then we'll kind of go from there. But before we do that, kind of tell the people a little bit about you. What we want to know is your name. We want to know where Black God Comics came from, and then one interesting fact.
All right. Yeah. So my name's Alan. Alan Gray. Alan Gray Guho, and I'm the creator of Black Art Comics. And I came up with the name because, funny enough, it just sounded cool to me at first. Like just be
Mm-hmm.
honest, when I thought of the name, it was like I wanted a name that kind of was bold, and I was really into like
Mm-hmm.
mythology. So like I got into like African folklore, into
I
like
like it.
other folklores like that. So I was like, yo, like instead of us always basing our stuff off of, gods that don't look like us, Black God Comics. So I was like, yo, we build our own
Mm-hmm.
mythology, our own world here. And so I just ran with it. I done got a beef with some family members over the name,
I like it.
like, so I stood on it and I just embraced it. You know what I mean? Um, Interesting fact about me,
Yeah.
I was also a battle rapper. So a lot of that informed how I carried myself in comic books. I used to battle rap for 6 years. I fell back because this was
Mm.
always the first love, and I felt that that was in my way. So I cut that off to kind of focus full head
Okay.
on the comic books.
Now, is that something that you plan on going back to eventually, or is that like completely in your past?
You never lose that itch to battle rap. I ain't gonna lie to, you, especially when you used to flame people. Like you never lose that itch. But I don't see myself going back. I'm just not in the headspace.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Nice. All right. So, Alan, are you ready for Would You Rather?
Let's go for it.
All right. Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? And most comic book nerds know Captain Marvel and DC as Shazam. I'm going to say Captain Marvel from Marvel Comics, not the DC Captain Marvel.
Carol Danvers. I'm a DC diehard,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna go Wonder Woman personally. I'm gonna trust Wonder Woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She don't really get. I got into Wonder Woman New 52, so that run was really awesome to me. So like I'm a diehard Wonder Woman. I'm gonna stand on that
that
hill
was a
for
good
Wonder.
run.
Yeah, so I'm staying on that. I'm gonna say Wonder Woman.
I can respect it. Bad. All right. Next. Would you rather only be able to communicate via emoji or never be able to text again?
Ooh, it's hard. Well, I can call people, so I guess I'll just never text again. I
That's
might
fair.
send the wrong emoji, not communicate something right.
that would be catastrophic, honestly. Especially if it's like to your manager or something. Like you getting ready to do something for work and you send the wrong emoji, it's over.
I can't risk it.
All right. Yeah. All right. So last one. Would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or a robot apocalypse?
Ooh. It'd be easier for us to deal with zombies, in my opinion. I'll take them zombies because we can still at least have
Okay.
technology. Robot apocalypse, ain't no phones, no GPS, just analog.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is
I'll
true.
take my
That is
chance with the
true.
zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was the worst that zombies could do would be just keep following you. Like they couldn't do anything really to your technology outside of maybe destroy a couple of capacitors or whatnot, and maybe mess up some electric stations. But you can kind of get around that.
Yeah, I mean, I take my chances. At least we got electricity. You know what I mean? So
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Sweet. So, Alan, when did you realize you wanted to create comics?
man, I don't remember when I didn't want to do comic books, to be honest. Like I always wanted to do comic books. I don't like I was a kid, like some people have like an extravagant story. Like I've always loved fiction. Not just like superhero comics,
Mm-hmm.
fantasy, Lord of the Rings, vampire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just love fiction and I like drawing. And I always wanted to tell stories. You know what I mean? So since I was a peewee, I just never stopped for real. So I just kept going. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Got
since
it.
I can remember.
Was there a story that kind of like stood out to you that was like, yeah, this is what makes me want to do something similar?
I was a JRPG fan as a kid. Like I was a Batman fan too, but like I just drew Batman. But what made me want to make stories was Final Fantasy. Like I really got into
Mm.
Final Fantasy VII
Mm.
as a kid, and I was just so enamored with the world building and lore. Like I wrote a Final Fantasy fan novel as a kid. Like I was that invested in like Final
That's
Fantasy.
cool.
Yeah, so like I've always
Okay.
loved that. So yeah, I can say when I was like 7 or 8, I played Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, yeah, I gotta do something like this. I gotta do something.
Nice. I like that. You know, I've been doing this for, I want to say 2 years. And every time I talk to a creator, it's always something different that kind of like gets them into wanting to make comics. You know, I've had some creators come on and talk about Transformers, got them interested. Some people said that TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of people just said like, "Hey, I was reading Batman or reading Spider Man, and I was just really inspired." Or, you had some people that like earlier this year, I talked to Anthony, and he was just like, I was in comedy and realized that after reading comics and seeing how funny some of the comics can be, that I could make comics, a comedy comic. It's just like things like that. It's just so interesting, and why I like doing these interviews, because you get to see and understand how people think. And so it's
Yeah.
cool that Final Fantasy is what got you into wanting to make your own stories.
Oh man, listen, bro. Like I did comic books because I thought that was just what you do in comic books. But like now that I'm doing my own stuff,
Yeah.
I people kind of realize you don't make superhero comics. No, like I legit like swords and shields, dragons, and I love that shit. So like I just
Hmm.
went head first into it with the stuff I want to do. So yeah, I'm a Final Fantasy nut.
And I think that's the best part about it. Like this medium allows you to do so much. Like you can literally tell whatever story you want to tell in whatever way you want to tell it. however you want to tell it, and it'll come across the way that you want it to come across, and it will have an audience. Someone's going to be like, you know what, I really loved Final Fantasy growing up, and I want to see a comic that's something similar to Final Fantasy. And then they have Black Guy Comics to come to and be like, yo, dope Final Fantasy type of comics with black characters, like sign me up all day. And so it's things like that that just makes comics such a phenomenal medium to me.
I agree. Um, Greatest medium of storytelling in the world to me.
I agree completely. I agree. So, full transparency, everyone watching, I have not had a chance to actually read through all of Alan's stories. I told him before we started recording, I read through the first couple pages of his book that we're going to be one of the books we're going to talk about. We're going to give him an opportunity to talk about both of his books because he did just recently release another book, and we've got to talk about that. But he has a very unique art style, and at first I was like trying to place it, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And then when I backed out of the comic and saw manga, I was like, oh, that makes more sense. So looking at your stories and your art, like what type of comics or manga really inspired your style?
Um, I mean, I feel like I was a fan of both mediums. Like again, I grew up reading Batman. Batman was my
Mm-hmm.
favorite superhero. So like the dark, Frank Miller back in the day, the very neo noir type tint to Sin City. And then I got into
Yep.
manga real young too. So like Bleach, anime S Cryad,
Mm-hmm.
Soul Eater, Grimmbone especially. Grimmbone is literally a love letter to all my influences. Like I loved Bleach, I loved Yu Yu
I
Hakusho.
can see it.
I loved Bleach. Like Bleach, Tidy Kubo's style was so stylized, and with the heavy blacks and stuff. So a lot of people see I use a lot of heavy
Yeah.
blacks when I draw. That was even go to American
Mm-hmm.
comics, David Finch or Michael Turner was an artist, and then Lead Killer. I follow that brother on Instagram. They have very stylistic styles with
Mm-hmm.
heavy blacks and shading, and I was in love with it. So manga was a huge influence to my style because I was a Shonen Jump diehard. Like I actually used to buy the big little volumes and stuff for Shonen Jump that you selling. They selling the Target, them big ass books, had all the books in it. You know what I'm talking about? Man,
Right.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted my style to be a happy medium of what I love of American comic book art, but what I love of Japanese manga, and kind of
Right.
find a fusion of them together. So that's how I'd explain my art style the best. It's like just
I definitely agree. It's definitely a mixture of American comic art with the manga flavor to it. Just because of last week, I talked to David, who is a comic book artist, and he has a comic where you can really see in his artwork the strokes of the pen and the inks and how everything just kind of bleeds together. And with your story, just from what I've been able to tell, it looks more. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Studio Ghibli to a degree, with just the. And I'm speaking about Grimbone in this regard, just in regards to how the characters stand out and pop from the page compared to the background, because of those bold, dark colors that you are the blacks really that you have on the page. I think that's really eye catching and kind of makes you want to sit and admire the art for a minute. Because I literally like that's part of the reason why I didn't actually read the book because I sat and stared at like the first couple pages. I was like, dang, that's really good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, Grimmbone was because Grimmbone has a different style than I draw in more than anything because I was purposely leaning into like 1930s
Mm-hmm.
like like American animation, right? So like how you go to the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, they did that black
Gotcha.
eye. So because
Yep.
Grimmbone is supposed to be a love letter to Saturday morning cartoons, so everybody has like the classic Mickey
I
Mouse
see.
black circles for eyes, but it has a manga aesthetic where when they're fighting, they
Right.
still get the serious details to their
Mm-hmm.
face. So I wanted that juxtaposition of the
Right.
battle manga intensity, with the goofiness of like old Disney cartoons. So the Studio Ghibli thing, I'm like, man, like I was a
I
deep
like that.
Studio Ghibli fan. So to someone to catch that, I'm like, yeah, all right, my dog play ball.
Nice. Well, hey, keep at it because you definitely hit it. Just speaking about your process, which part of it is more difficult for you? Is it the writing or is it the drawing?
To me, it's the drawing. Because, and I never told nobody this, I don't really write scripts for things. So what I do is like
Mm,
I'll do a storyboard and I write notes. Like I write down dialogue though. Like I always write dialogue. So like I always know what characters are gonna
mhm.
say to each other. So then I'm like, all right, I want this conversation to flow like this. So like I really like natural dialogue. So I try to do my storyboards in a way that gives me a room to let them interact with each other. So I'll do my storyboards first. That's the hardest part, storyboarding, because like I need it to be, I have to give myself the room to not BS with the art. So like if I storyboard something super complex, I know it's gonna take me forever to finish this page, but I'm like, nope, can't BS yourself. So go ahead.
Right.
If this page about to have all this background and super huge things going on, lay it out. Make it easy for yourself. So lay out the hardest part, but
Mm,
I storyboard it first. So then once I got all the art, then I can write around the art to make everything flow naturally. That I'm making sure the audience understands what's going on without me like just telling y'all what's going on. You know what I mean? So that's the
right.
process I do for.
No, that makes sense. I feel like I've talked to like I would say you're maybe the third artist. No, I take that back. You're the fourth artist I've actually had on the podcast. The third that I've had on that's a solo artist. Um, no, actually, I gotta take that back because I did two last year. I did one. So you're the fifth actually, but the artists that I interviewed last year, they both also said the same thing. Like, hey, I have a story idea in my head, and what I do is I storyboard, and I don't really write a script. And I think for the artist, it's easier to not have to
Yeah,
write a script or to work out and outline things of that nature because you can see the story. You know how you want the story to progress,
like
and so
for
it makes
for,
sense. But
for
for most
Grimmbone,
of us writers, it's like,
yeah, you got to map it out a little bit to get it. I got the whole story mapped out in
right.
my head. Not just the first five, like the entire series is like locked in. It's just when I
Mm,
put it on paper, it's just about me not
that
BSing
makes
myself.
sense.
Like Grimmbone beginning to end, I got in my head. Blood Veda, like
Hmm.
it's all there in the end. It's just when I put it down on paper, I can't shortchange nothing. I don't believe in that. So if I wanted to build this massive lore and world,
Hmm.
you gotta draw everything, big dog. So you gotta put everything, big dog. So
Right. You want to be ambitious. You gotta live up to that ambition.
you know what I mean? So
So, what part of the comic making process do you have the most fun?
it's finishing everything. Um,
Mm,
Once I get the lines clear, and because I do everything on paper, like I know some people use a tablet, like I scan everything
mm,
and then I just like add the shading on the tablet. So like once I got it on paper inked, I know when I get it
makes
on a
sense.
tablet, I get to do the fun stuff. I get to
Hmm.
add the shading and I get to add the special effects, and so that's the fun part. Like when you get to add all the like the electrical surges to the little power moves, especially for fight scenes. I love finishing those fight scenes on tab. It just looks so official. You know what I mean? Like it's like yeah, like all the smoke effects
The
and stuff.
fight
Now
scenes
I
is the best part.
like well, my wife like if I show her a layout or something, she be like, nah, I don't want to see that. I want to see when it's done. That, anytime she
Hmm.
won't even, I don't even want to see it because if I show her the layout, the scribbles and like circles, she's like, don't show me that shit. Just show me when it's done. I'm like, bet. They right.
No, I respect it.
Yeah, man. So,
I
but nah, that's
respect
the
that for sure. All right. So, Alan, are you ready for the next segment? We are doing top 3.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now, before we started recording, I said that I chose a good one. I felt like it was going to be a really good one, and this is one I've been wanting to have brought on for someone to have a really good opinion on. So this is going to be. I'm expecting you to give me something clippable. Is what I'm expecting.
Oh shit!
No
All right.
pressure though.
All right.
All right. So, Alan, top 3 favorite anime.
All right, top 3 anime, like just of all
right.
time for me.
Yep, your favorite.
My top 3 anime of all time. Fullmetal Alchemist got to be in at least number 3 spot. I love that series. What else?
Everyone puts that in their top favorites.
Yeah, it's I gotta be stereotypical today, dog. I'm sorry. Oh, both versions. Gundam Wing is number 2 for me. The geopolitics. I'm a sucker for mech anime too.
Okay.
Number 1 favorite of all time. Ooh. Shit. Number 1. I'm gonna stand on that, man. Bleach, man. I'm gonna stand on that. Bleach. I think Bleach. One of my favorite protagonists. Ichigo, one of my favorite protagonists. I know people like the people who want to be Hokage or the Pirate King or the Wizard King. Ichigo just want to protect his family and his peoples. Like, that was very human motivation for me. Like, you know what I mean? It's that simple. You know, I really, I'll fight somebody about Bleach personally, not the filler. Get all the filler out of here. But the core manga stuff, I Bleach is my number 1.
I respect it. Mm-hmm.
Like, ain't nothing too controversial. You know what I mean?
I respect it. You know, I think a lot of people put Bleach in their top 5.
To me, out of the big 3, the reason why I like Bleach the most is out of all of it, it actually, like, you know how a lot of stories they'd be like, well, the good guys, like the Soul Society, they're actually the bad guys. But then in the story, they're not really the bad guys. But in Bleach, nah, Soul Society really ain't shit. And they emphasize they ain't shit without trying to, like, whitewash their atrocities. Like, they really are monsters. So, like, when the last arc comes, you're almost conflicted because, like, Yuobak is rightfully crashing out on y'all. Right? Y'all killed his daddy. Butchered the world to kill his daddy. Then y'all annihilated his race of people. So he's really just spinning on y'all. And the worst part is Ichigo know they wrong. He's just saying, yo, y'all my people. I gotta hold y'all down. But y'all wrong as hell. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love Bleach, man. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, he did not give me anything clippable, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. Oh man. I'm sorry, y'all.
All right. So, Alan, let's talk about your stories, because I'm interested to get more understanding of where your writing is with these stories. So let's first talk about Grimmbone, because you have 5 issues of Grimmbone out currently, from what I saw on Global Comics. So can you tell us a little bit about where the story came from and about a little bit about that story?
Yeah. I was working with a publisher in Charlotte, my man Jonathan Coleman. he wanted us to do like a collaboration focus on like a brother and sister like duo, right? And I grew up on X-Men, so I like teen books in general. So like, yeah, we can do
Okay.
something. So I was pitching to him a bunch of ideas, and I came up with Grimmbone, like, yo, the children of Grim Reapers who like, fight monsters and stuff. But I liked the idea so much that I was like, nah, I need that. And then I think originally with him it was gonna be a bit more serious, like just a typical like battle manga. But then I'm like, yo, nah, like I really want to lean into the comedy. Like I want to lean into like making this a homage to like cartoons. So I ramped up the art style to make it more kiddie. And I just focus on the cartoons I grew up on as a kid, like Kids Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And I love Batman the animated series. So if you're a real Batman nut, a lot of the references in Grimmbone are Batman references, but it's an open reference. Like so, I it's just a homage to everything I loved as a child because I wanted my kids to be able to read it. So a lot of the silly story arcs, I was coming up with my kids, like, yo, what y'all think about this, or what y'all want y'all powers to be? Because the three main characters are based on my kids. And
I like that.
Grimmbone is basically a world had an apocalypse, and humans took on the guise of Grim Reapers to kind of balance the world between heaven, hell, and the spirits that are like roaming around. So when you come into the story, it doesn't focus on them; it focuses on their kids. So the kids are going to school regular, but with ghosts walking around. So they are slowly coming into a role their parents are, and I don't want to spoil too much of it, but that balance gets really shattered because it was fragile in the first place. And the kids are kind of forced to face the mistakes of their parents. So the things their parents didn't handle, the kids are kind of forced to deal with. And like, there's a coming of age thing. Like, they weren't ready to grow into the role yet, but you have no choice now, kind of thing. And a lot of it's wacky. So like, a lot of the enemies are wacky, but they're wacky and menacing. So next year, the first story arc is they fight demon roaches, but this is y'all's introduction to demons in the story, but they're cockroaches from hell.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm not spoiling how that happens or how they deal with them, but just know if you've ever dealt with kids not cleaning up after themselves, you're going to 100% understand the demon roach arc. This was a love letter to type of story. Like I wanted to show just a regular black family just getting into shenanigans. Just so happened that they have powers. So yeah, Grimmbone fun. Like issue 1 through 5, I wanted to feel like a super powered, kid friendly version of the Boondocks. And so yeah,
I can see that.
Yes. So when you read through it and realize how goofy they are or taking things, that's kind of the energy I always have, like with Grimmbone. So I love it. I love writing.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to read Grimmbone. I'm excited for that demon roach arc because it reminded me of my sister. She hates roaches so much. So to her, demon roaches is just roaches in general because that's just like to her, that's just a normal thing. So that's going to be a fun thing to see come to fruition.
Yeah, it's a horror mix that I did with a lot of it. So like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's a horror spin on stupid things. So like the Demon Roach arc, like they're goofy, but like the kids face their first like legit uber powered. Now with another thing too, like all the kids they fight Elden Ring like bosses every time. So like a lot of the time I like so most enemies they fight, they're not beating in straight combat. Now, how they get around that is usually where the funny shenanigans come. But in straight combat, most of the time, the kids got to get super creative with their abilities. Because I like fights where the heroes struggle. So I was like, I'm making kids. And a lot of the time, they fighting people their parents supposed to be fighting. And the parents would be busy doing something else. So the kids kind of just got to figure shit out. like how we do that. So I'm excited for y'all to see the Demon Roach art for that purpose too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So
So
no,
tell us about Blood Vada. That came out a week or 2 weeks before. No, a week before we started recording this episode.
Blood Veda. Yeah. So Blood Veda is the complete opposite of Grimmbone. Blood Veda
Mm-hmm.
was I was super. First off, I love werewolves and vampires. Love it. I
Okay.
love Lord of the Rings, Elden Ring, and the biggest inspiration was the Legacy of Kain series on the PlayStation 2. Um, Soul Reaver,
Hmm.
Blood Omen. If you ever played the games, the storyline and lore is magnificent. Magnificent. Like it deals with
Okay.
vampire lore and stuff. The dialogue was so it was Shakespearean kinda. But it was about vampires. I'm like, yo, you can really tell some Lord of the Rings type story with vampires. So I'm like, I want to do that. So I leaned into
That's dope.
um so Blood Veda, you basically follow Natas. He's a main character. His village gets raided by the Army of the Abyss, which is like the conquering army of Nocturna. They slaughter everybody. They murder his mother, and he's basically the last survivor of that village. He's an orphan of the Northern Kingdom with other humans. They train for 13 years, and they get the name Blood Veda comes from. They get a surgery where their human hearts replaced with a vampire heart that allows them to use a energy system that vampires use called Hagas. So kind of works like Nen, where they can like use it to temporarily boost their abilities, but they can't use it too much because that Hagas like their heart will blow up because again it's a vampire heart in a human.
Okay.
So like they can use it, but like he used it for longer than 30 seconds to a minute. Like they're convulsing and like they're about to die basically. So they have to be really careful with how to use that Veda. Um, and they're sent on
Right.
a train to stop this metal to get to the Army of the Abyss. And I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but it's basically a suicide mission. Like they should not survive anything that happens on that train. Nothing. And I'm not saying nothing else. That thing that happens that should go wrong goes wrong on that train. Everything. And but y'all gonna love it. The If you like Jujutsu Kaisen, because I'm addicted to martial arts movies. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, but with
Okay.
a nice horror mix
Okay.
to it. Vampires. Uh,
Say less.
yeah, it's so yeah. You people, everybody like issue 1 so far. I'm unbiased. I don't try to tell people what to think of something. I just please read it for yourself. But I'm personally
Mm.
excited to do more of it. So I'm excited to finish it because I got so much planned for Blood Veda, especially next year. So I can't wait to get your thoughts on it.
Man, that might be the first story I read instead of Grimmbone because I recently got into JJK, and if it's anything, even just an homage to JJK, like I know it's going to be crazy. So I saw some of the comments on the post from when you released the book. I was just like, dang, people are already saying they love it. Like, okay, but hearing
Yeah,
you talk about it, yeah, I'm going to have to read that first.
yeah. I think more people are into that one because that's the regular type of story I like to tell. Like I'm into darker
Okay.
stuff. You know, the kid thing was like to flex to see
Hmm.
if I could do something kid friendly with Grimmbone. More so, like
Yeah.
I never did something for kids before, so I'm like, let me try something for the youngest. And but Blood Veda is like my regular tempo. Like I like to tell stories. It's a little heavier. So
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. I think you'll like that one.
So I want to know, are these stories in the same universe? And what made you go with the manga style for these stories?
Um, no, I keep all of my IP separate. Um, there's very few that are connected.
Smart.
I like genre. I like doing genre. So like, if I do a sci-fi, I don't want to have to try to like, whoa, is it connected to this? No, um, hell no. I want Grimmbone to be his own thing, Blood Veda to be his own. I got a third IP, 808 Lords. I'm dropping end of the month. That's his own thing. I like genres. Like I like Power Rangers, but I'm like I want to do something like Power Rangers. I like street stuff, so I want to do something like crime oriented, and I want it to be separate, so I can kind of just I don't got to worry about keeping them connected, and that's gonna get too confusing for me trying to like fuse them all in the same world. Like they're all separate places. So, like Final Fantasy, like every time I see a Final
Makes
Fantasy game,
sense.
it's a different world, it's a different universe. You know what I mean? So I try to keep them distinct like that.
I like it. So this is a two-part question.
Okay.
Is there a moment in Grimbone and in Blood Veda that makes you the most proud? Without giving any spoilers.
Grimmbone issue 5 makes me the most proud because again, I told you, I really was a fan of JJK and Yuji and Chozo's fight in the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom was crack to me. Cooked crack.
That was,
It was fire.
bro.
So I don't feel like I feel like I gave a good hand to hand fight scene that had a nice ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm.
You could really see visualized, animated, and I was able to do that in a way that didn't break the tone of Grimmbone. I said, yeah, I did that.
Okay.
I did that. For
Nice.
for
Nice.
for Blood Veda, um, for Blood Veda, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm really just proud of the whole issue. I was able to set up the lore
Mm.
in a way that was kind of like captivating because like there's really not that much fighting in Blood Veda outside of like the very end of the issue. So like I got to just draw environments and like whole huge environments and sprawling vistas and like the shit I used to watch in the movie with the Lord of the Rings stuff. So like I got to do that and I was like,
Right.
yes, I did it. you know,
I love that. I'm a huge fan of world building and I love a good storytelling. So to be able to put that in your story, Blood Veda is going to be the first thing I read. I'm probably going to read it right after we finish this interview, honestly, because I am excited for it.
man, just tell me what you
It
think
sounds
about
like
it.
everything I want in a story.
I I can't spoil nothing, man. But like, dog, if you really like high fantasy stuff, everything after this first initial
Hmm.
arc is the shit I really want to do. Like the Queen of the Iron Mountain. There's a lore to where the metal comes from, and the Queen who reigned over the lore, and the history of the vampire war and all that, and the 3 races of vampires.
Right.
But I don't want to lore dump. So I had to introduce it in a way that's very like emotional and character driven. So when y'all get to get a glimpse of it, it's like, ah,
You were writing for me. That's all I'm hearing is you was writing for me. Because I love a character story, man. That is my favorite. Like when it comes to movies, TV, anything, I love a good character story. My
yeah,
favorite movie that's come out in 2026 is The Drama. Why? Because The Drama is such a phenomenal character story where we get to just deep dive into these two people who are trying to get married. I love that movie from beginning to end. So like you just every time you talk about Blood Veda, I just get more and more excited.
yeah. I don't want to hype myself up like that. I'm not one of them people like, yo, I'm this person. But I really do love character work. I love character work with every
Mhm.
fiber of my being. I like characters to feel like distinct personalities. I like to challenge them.
Right.
I love that shit. And again, even with Natas in the beginning, it basic starts as revenge, but I didn't want that just to be his character itself. I wanted the complexity of that anger, but on top of like, can I move past it? Like, can I try to move past it? But that pain ain't go nowhere. Like, but people love me now. I got friends. Is that worth sacrificing for this? And you see that, you see the decisions he make based on that. And I wanted that complexity of it. So like, yeah, I really think people issue two when the whole series is done, I think people really gonna love it. But like, I want people to read it and tell me that themselves. I don't want to gas nobody. So, yeah, just stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping some more shit for the end of the year. Issue 2 and 3 dropping for the year's over.
Well, I follow you now on Global Comics, so I will get the notification when that drops. I will be reading it. I'm reading issue 1 when we get done with this interview, and I'm going to shoot you a message, be like, "Yo, this is how I feel about this story." I'm probably going to be like, "Hey, I'm going to need you to hurry up with this issue 2 because I need more."
Hey, and honest feedback too as well, because like, even for people who may have, hey, I think you could do this, that, and third, because like end of the day, we all in indie space. So but again, the feedback's been positive. You know what I mean? I've been asking people, yo, give me feedback. It's been positive. So, just tell me what you think about it and just give me your thoughts on it. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, bro. Definitely.
For sure. I got you. Yo, Alan, this has been fun. You're I think the second person I've had on where I've never read your story. The first person I ever had on where I hadn't read their story was Carla, the Moon, the writer. She
Oh
did
yeah.
the story Luna. Yeah, Moon the storyteller. That's what it is. She's gonna
Yeah.
kill me for butchering that. But yeah, so I went back and read her story, and I really love it. So I have a really good feeling. I usually have a pretty good eye for this type of stuff, So I have a really good feeling I'm going to enjoy your stories as well. But this has been fun. I've enjoyed this. I probably could talk to you all night about your stories and just chop it up. But no, I'm gonna respect your time. I have just a couple more questions for you.
Yeah. You good, bro?
All right. So you mentioned that you're dropping another story at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that story and anything else that you're working on towards the end of this year?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm working on a lot. I work with my man Manson Musa Comics. We actually dropped Lay's Island issue 1 and 2 this year. I did the art for him, but he's the writer, and he's a great writer as well. And working on the sci-fi joint called Man on the Moon. Listen, I like Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, stuff like that.
Okay.
Y'all gonna love that shit. I can't say nothing about it, but we gonna drop some teaser artwork for these covers because I put my foot and elbow grease in this joint. So y'all really gonna like these joints.
Bad.
For the end of the month,
Okay.
I got 8 Lords. I wanted to do a love letter to Puerto Rico because my mother's from PR, and I wanted to do something specific to like the island's culture. So I based it's like Power Rangers kind of thing where like instead they're the avatars of Zemi, and Zemi were like these Abawakan gods of the indigenous people of the island. So the main character's god is Kwabansek. So Zero issue is like the fall of her pantheon. So you're watching, she's the last surviving member of her pantheon fighting the killer of her kind. Obviously, because she loses this fight, but you follow all the descendants of those Zemi and Oishras who are battling that deity, and they like become like avatars for those deities in our modern time. So I'm a combat junkie, but I also like Power Rangers as a kid. And I told you I like different genres. So I wanted to do like my own spin on the super henshin type of genre that they got in Japan. So like I thought I was a unique spin to do it on. So I think y'all like it. It's an epic fight. The whole Zero issue is really just a long fight scene. So it's just like 22 pages of like planetary bodies getting devastated and stuff. But I try to weave in as much character of Koban sex in it. So like it's a tragic. It's like a Greek tragedy type of thing. So I think you guys will like it. Like I try to just do things that are like even if the epicness has to match the emotion type of thing. So
right. Makes sense.
I think you're gonna
I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for that for sure. I'm glad that you mentioned that you like to tackle different types of genres because that's actually my last question for you. Is there any
Okay.
type of genre that you really want to write in?
The genre I want to do the most is crime noir, bro. Like, I really want to do
Oh,
I really want to do crime noir so bad, bro. Like a real, just gritty, like mafia type of story. I had one written years ago, but I just never got to it. But man, if someone comes to me with like, "Yo, we gonna do like a gritty, uh, uh, like not," I'm trying to think of one of my favorite. Like I watched The Penguin the other day, and I'm like, "Yo, man, y'all gotta give me something like that, bro. Just give me."
that's a good one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed The Penguin because that's what I liked about Batman was the crime shit. Like all the superhero stuff, cool, but like I like the street shit. Like I really want to do like a street level story with nose, capes, costumes, just gangsters. Just one shot. Give me about 150 pages. Let me work my magic. Let me do something.
That'll be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right, Alan. Well, like I said, I could talk to you all day about your stories and just kind of just chopping it up. You're really intelligent in regards to just this medium and storytelling and things of that nature. And I love talking to intelligent people when it comes to storytelling. So this has been a phenomenal conversation.
I have fun, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah. Can you tell the people where they can find you, follow you, and get more of your work?
Yeah. So Black God Comics on all social media platforms. Obviously on Global Comics as well. Black God Comics. Salute to my man Shockwave. He helped me speed up my process digitally. So like, I got another one shot dropping end of the month. So that's gonna be 3 IPs people can enjoy, 5 issues of Grimmbone, one of each for 808 Lords and Blood Veda. It's all on Global Comics. You know what I mean? And physicals will be ready at the end of the month as well. So if y'all want physicals, just hit me up, inbox me, and I got a website. So you go to blackgodcomics.com, or official blackgodcomics.com, and you can see the stuff I've worked on for other people. Yeah, so yeah, just Black God Comics everywhere.
Nice. All the links to Alan's socials will be below, as well as to the website. Go check out Black Eye Comics on Global Comics and read those stories. Like I said, I'm reading it. By the time this episode goes live, I would have already read at least Black Veda. I would have most likely gotten through at least half of Grimmbone. So, like, you got to go read the stories once you see this interview, because the energy that Alan has just immediately feeds off of what I was already gathering from the story, and it just this conversation has made me even more excited to go read what he got out. So go check it out as well, and yeah, follow Black God Comics everywhere. Alan, again, thank you for giving me 50 minutes or so to just chat, get to know you a little bit more, and understand your stories. Everyone, go check out Black God Comics everywhere. Again, this is the Divergent Comics podcast. I'm Gary. Check out Black God Comics.